Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease.
Man, a lot of y'all might be thirsty for this show tonight. So I had to start out with some great Kool-Aid, and you know what that means. So welcome to the BigFace Show, man. Your home of new era combat sports, heavy on the bare knuckle. And tonight we're going to exactly get into that. But first, before I bring on our guest tonight, I want to talk about some things that have been, going down in the combat sports world that I've been involved in, namely Trigon Combat. You see it right here, man. The new wave of amateur, bringing in the new level, the next generation of champions, and showing you, this starts at a young age. Let's get them started. Let's get them used to the media. Let's get them used to the fights and the scene. And we had a very successful tryout down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with the whole family. Martinez Gym, they gearing up for May 3rd down in Agua Calientes. Trigon is shipping the ring as we speak. There's the Fam Bam. Hey, you got to love your family. It's a passion thing. Shout out to the whole team there. And once again, you see right there, that ring, man, very intimidating. Shout out to, the CEO. Now, there you see it. Tres de Mayo, Noche de Lucha, Trigon Combat, man. In collaboration with Martinez Gym down there, a lot of exciting things happen. Not only that, but you have the Deontay Wilder fight, June 27th, Wichita, Kansas, Global Combat. As we sit here at the top floor of Global Combat Radio Studio, just so much happening. And I love to see the change. This is all brought about by largely bare knuckle sports that has grown the combat sports world, changed the combat sports world. And tonight we have a very special guest, someone who has been a pioneer in the bare knuckle sport, and now is the inaugural 145, what they're calling the featherweight BKFC Champion of the World. Went to Dubai. Amazing performance. Let's bring to the show Jessica, the Black Widow Borga.
Hello, hello.
Hey. No, man.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
How much money did you bet or lose betting against me?
Okay, so yes, officially first, let's start this out. Before we even get a question or talk, let's talk about that. Go ahead and zoom in on me on this one there, Mr. Producer Man. I have to eat crow publicly here because, there you go. If you have to eat crow, do it with grace and salt. I need a little salt. So, hey, Hannah Rankin, one of the elite boxers in the world, the first Scottish female world champion, definitely has a lot of tape out there, dismantling, fighting high-level boxers. You leading up to this fight, you definitely demonstrated that this is not boxing, right? This is a different sport. I definitely was online getting a little braggadocio with it, and I was wrong, very wrong. I mean, you came in, first of all, let's talk about the weigh-ins, Jess. Let's talk about the weigh-ins. Because earlier when y'all did some press, she was a little physical with you and you allowed it, right?
I let that slide.
Right. And then here at the weigh-ins, what did you see? What happened there?
She put her fist on my face and she pushed my face with her fist. And that it's a universal thing. Don't touch me. You can get this close to my face, but you don't touch me. I'm big on respect when it comes to, and there has been disrespect between the two of us leading up to the fight. But no, don't touch me. We get paid to touch each other the next night. But yeah. I hit her. Well, she touched me first.
Absolutely. You made a little chin check. You didn't land.
I did not put any power behind that.
Okay,
at all.
Good.
Intentionally, I wanted to knock her out when I got paid for it.
First of all, yeah, you didn't want the fight to get called right there in the weigh-ins. But so shockingly to a lot of people, but not to you or to Shift or to the gym you come from a gym full of champions. Jihad, shout out to Jihad, one of the best coaches in the game. And you guys significantly, turn out great bare knuckle fighters. And then you went in there and you knocked her out like stone cold. Not a TKO, not a doctor stoppage, not a cut. Here it comes. We just good. good. And it was the second right. It was 2 rights in a row as she came in. She ate the first one, and it was kind of like I think quarter power. And you're saving your hands. That second one, you just caught her right on the clip. You
Yeah, I
tested.
saw the opening. I saw it. I actually heard her with the jab. I could see that I heard her with the jab, and I just lined myself up where I needed to be. But
Absolutely.
I think I in this sport, I haven't got to show much of my boxing. I haven't got to show much of improvement besides, of course, like the little things like that boxers know that, I line that up. My technique is there. I'm seeing things. My head's moving more. Those little things you can see even in 26 seconds. But I haven't got to show much, and I'm highly underestimated, I think. And when I say I'm powerful, they don't know it and are not a believer until I punch them in the face.
Well, I mean, I met you. I interviewed you live in Miami like a year ago. You are a large. I mean, you're a bigger chick. You know what I'm saying? You definitely you don't have to bulk up to that.
Yeah.
And you were in incredible shape in Dubai.
Yeah,
Talk
I've
about
never
the
felt
lead
better,
up and the
honestly.
camp. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought I was going to be sooner, so I was actually, I've been staying. I'm pretty healthy regularly anyway. I like to be consistent with my diet. I like to feel good consistently when I'm training. I live and breathe this sport, and I think people highly underestimate how much I live for this sport and how much I live for, being an athlete and being dedicated and disciplined. And I think I'm showing more and more. I'm cutting my time in half every time with even more elite, bigger opponents. So, I'm ready for whoever and whatever. And I love being underestimated. I love that more than
Well,
anything.
good. Let's address that. Let's address the internet because it plays a part in all this, right? And
It does.
we are friends on the internet. We see the posts, some of the same posts. People like say, "Oh, well, you haven't fought this, you haven't fought that." Let me just say this before preface that with this: who they put in front of you, you beat them down. I mean, you feel me? You're a fighter. You're not the promoter. You're not the manager. You're not the trainer. You're the fighter. They say, Jessica, you fighting this person. Cool. Boom, boom. I beat them down. Right or wrong?
Yeah, and I'm going to continue to do so. I mean, I've got a very violent side to me, and I really think most women, especially in this sport, they don't have the aggression and violence that I have, and I think it really helps me in this matter. Me and my demons play very well together, and I get to unleash it legally. So,
Well, let's talk about that. When you knocked out Hannah Rankin in the ring, the first thing when she dropped, you screamed something to her. What was
yeah.
you screamed?
This is not boxing, this is bare knuckle. And that says everything because it is its own sport. And as so many people can see time and time again, how boxers can come into this sport, but it's so different. You've got to have something. And there are some boxers that can transition good to this sport. There's some people that can, but I think the ones that you have to worry about are the ones like me, the ones that came in knowing that I was going to be damn good at this sport and knowing that I belong here.
Well,
This is
no, you was probably already 6-0 outside the Waffle House. He's like, "Oh, I
yeah,
got this. I'm
yeah.
already 6-0 at this."
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you speak about boxers who have been successful, shout out to Austin Trout, who
Yep.
is the welterweight BKFC champ of the world. But he said many like a year ago when we talked, he said, if you want to come in this sport as a boxer, they don't care how well you box. You have to fight first. If you
Yes.
can't fight, then they don't care. The boxing's not going to work. You got to fight first, right? And you
Absolutely.
saw Hannah again as she had trouble in Spain with a very game opponent who was an MMA fighter. She's boxing. When she was coming in for you, she's Queensberry rules. She's not, and you saw it and you
It's
went
hard to
right.
break what she's been doing for so long, in my opinion. Like, you're gonna resort, especially when I hit you in the face, you're gonna resort back to your old habits. And I was actually surprised she came in trying to be the bigger bully with me, but I think they thought because I'm normally the bigger bully, they thought bullying me might maybe help them. But
No, I don't think so. Not your personality. I've seen you in person. I don't think you can be bullied. I
I
do.
I love being trying to be bullied though. It's great.
And the jab is slept on because the jab is a knockout punch in bare knuckle.
Yeah.
In a street fight with no glove, the jab is a break your nose punch.
Yeah, and I've actually hurt more in this sport with my jab. I opened up Katarina's forehead with my jab. I thought it was my two, but when I watched the clip, it actually was my jab. And this one, I hurt her with my jab, and I could see it in her face. So, yeah, the jab is highly that thing is a weapon, man. You got to use it.
All right, let's talk about Jessica Black Widow Borga. For the fans who know, we know, but for the fans who don't know, you are now the champion of the world in BKFC. You went to Dubai and did it too, by the way.
That's
Talk about
amazing.
the feeling in Dubai, this time you spent in Dubai. Of course, you worked for Conor McGregor and Dave Feldman, but Conor McGregor being a real huge light in this sport, and he was very impressed. So how talk to us about that?
Well, and I know that him and Hannah, they're in the same clan, so I know
Yep.
he was kind of backing her. I knew a lot of people were backing Hannah. I know a lot of people have backed Hannah this entire time. But
You B-side and messed their plans up for real. You
I
did
did.
B-side and mess their plans up.
I did, but you know,
Get some claps on that, producer, because that's some. Yeah, here's your money.
I love it. I love. If people bet against me, I hope they lost a lot of money.
If they bet with you though, they made some money, right? Because you were a plus, like you were making money, and I'm sure Jihad made some money. Shout out Jihad. I know he did.
I love my team. You know, the feeling it was in Dubai was just incredible. The World League of Fighters, that how they worked together. Everyone there was so welcoming. So just it was an amazing trip overall. It couldn't have gone better. You know, like breaking world history in 26 seconds. Like technically, they said it was 32, but it was technically 26 seconds.
And that's because you were talking. You wouldn't let them count.
That's probably.
You started talking. You held them up 3 seconds.
I think you need to count when her eyes.
Neutral corner, Black Widow. Neutral corner. But no, I mean, yeah, and both nights were very entertaining. Great cards. All the fights super fun to watch. I mean, and I think the Zone has announced they're super happy with the partnership. It's living up to the hype. It's actually driving numbers even more than some of their boxing numbers. And they had a great lineup. Shout out to the Zone Saturday night with the boots. The boots in this fight was amazing. And y'all guys are crushing on there. People love it. Right?
I love it, man. I love it. I'm living for this. This is the best. Like I said, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in the best mental. I'm
You're with a great team, and
right
now they got to come to you. They got to come to you. So I know the talks, you know, and of course, shout out to the misfit Christine Ferrer, the queen at 125, the queen of violence. There's a 20-pound weight difference people don't understand here. I want
that's why I'm still surprised people think that she'd win, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if there's a 135-pound title, I don't even think that's for you. I mean, to go to 135, that isn't even where you want to be, right?
No,
so
it's not.
The opportunities that are come your way where you're at, I think, are going to be plentiful, right?
Yeah,
so
I think so too.
I think you're good right where you're at. She's good right where she's at. Yeah, I think they need a 135-pound title. Let's get 4 women. Let's get 4 women's titles. I mean, it's exciting.
It'll bring more women in. You know, I really do think it'll bring more women in if there's something to fight for. So I'm really hoping that that's the case with the 45. I know there's probably going to have to be like a title contender fight or something, unless they bring in a big name. But I'm all for it. Bring in all the big names that want to fight at 145.
Well, we're going to mention it. We're going to mention it just because I wouldn't be a good journalist if I didn't, Widows. But in your own camp is another formidable opponent, Crystal Pittman, the knockout right there. She's a very successful bare-knuckle fighter, and she would fight in your weight division. So I know that that's not the fight you want, right? Because that's your girl, and that's y'all shift gym, right? So
yeah,
but
like
they might say it on the internet down here.
They probably would. I mean, that's to me, that's dumb. You know, we're the same team. You know, our coaches are not going to allow us to fight. She fights at 35, not 45. So.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. People,
but if they created a 35 and she won that, then you could have shift again with all y'all's champions.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. You know, we all have our own weight classes. We all train together. So you know, it doesn't work that way when we're teammates.
I like that. I actually like that. But I wanted to mention that so you could say that, and that's a great. I actually can respect that. And
I'm sure people
shout
will still
out
bring it up though.
Of course they will. Of course they will, because it's attractive, right? The two. You know,
too hot,
like we said, okay, and we'll talk about that being a sex symbol in a combat sport that's very testosterone dominated, right?
Yeah, and they expect you to look like I
don't know what they expect. I don't think that they don't come around like you often, or Crystal often. Like, I mean, you're bona fide model looks and also fight. That's different. That doesn't happen a lot. Mia, the knockout St. John, when she was boxing, she was
Yeah.
big on that. I mean, sex sells. I
It
mean,
does.
how does
Sex
it
and
feel?
violence go together. If you don't use it, you're stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but like you're not smart if you don't use marketing with it. And to be able to be marketable is, it's nice. It does help.
I mean, the
You know?
dark arts, right? I mean, what's wrong with the dark arts? Speaking
Yeah.
on that, since you've been champ, I mean, you did announce, I saw tonight on the internet that you're being involved in flag football, the celebrity flag football. Talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, it's supposed to help with the veterans we're doing against Air Force. So it's going to be a fun little thing in Arkansas, June 1st. People can come in person and meet all the celebrities, as well as, and they have a raffle going on for like a small home, but it helps with the veterans and stuff like that. They have a nonprofit. So I thought that would be great. It's something fun. I'm actually bringing my whole family out for it. So it's going to be a fun little trip.
So, what position you playing here?
I
Flag
have no
football?
idea.
Oh my goodness! Come on
Literally,
now.
we just talked about it like in the last couple days. I haven't even got the contract for it, so I have no idea. It's flag football, so it's not like any tackle or anything like
No,
that.
no, but you still can you throw? Can you catch? Can you
Oh
what's
yeah,
your special? What's your oh yeah, all of it, right?
I can do
Tom
it all.
Brady?
I'm not a
Oh,
normal chick. I grew
let's
up.
go.
I know how to
QB.
back up trailers. I know how to. I raise
QB1
baseball.
right there. We need QB1, the Black Widow, and you need Black Widow on the jersey. QB1. Go back there and sling the
I can catch
championship
and I
rock.
got an arm, man. I can throw
Well,
that.
see, that's what we love, though. See, so and let's talk about this. I mean, you are a part of the fastest growing sport in the world. I mean, there's lots of sports, but bare knuckle is the fastest growing sport in the world. You've been there the last few years and you've seen it firsthand, and then you were in Dubai. So, what's that growth look like from your vantage point?
It's insane. Like just from the small amount of time that I've been with them, it's just has expanded so much. And the things that they're doing are the right things. They're doing all the right things to get this sport to blow up the way it is. And it's awesome to be on that little scale of going up, like it's awesome.
Well, not
Perfect
only that,
timing.
yes, I mean, perfect timing. Timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. But you were there laying the groundwork when, maybe it was lesser crowds, but now it's sellouts everywhere. And then it's across the sport. It's like Russian hardcore. The weekend you had Dubai, you had BKB 39, the Beach Brawl. They did very well there. Packed house. It's across the board. One, you've got a 90% knockout rate. You're watching 13 fights with 10 knockouts, and it's very exciting for this microwave generation.
Yeah, it's hard to find a chick that has the power, and I've always been very strong. It's along the lines of the people that are always remembered. Cyborg, that she's got power. Would love to fight
Yes.
her. I would love to fight her in bare knuckle.
She's right there in your like wheelhouse too, man.
That's what
I
like
mean,
if she's ever wanting to come, like that would be a
and you
fight.
could even catch weight her like 50 or something easily, like,
Yep.
right?
And I
Oh
ain't scared to
wow.
do so. So like I don't mind going up. If
Or
it's going
the
down,
Nunez
killing
or
yourself.
Nunez. If Nunez
Yep.
wanted to come and cross over, and it's by the way, it's garnering that kind of attention. And don't
Yeah.
think they don't watch it. They're watching it. They
Oh, I
see it.
know that. I was gonna say I saw Nunez at the event before last or something like that. One of those events that were not
And
very long
yep.
ago.
Well, and not only that, Mike Perry, who's very prolific there for BKFC, and the Dirty Boxing is bringing even more eyes. And he's still adamant on the internet that he wants to come back and fight BKFC, and I'm sure that will happen. But all those things are just a wraparound, right, of what's happening in the sport. And for you, I mean, an exclamation point knockout. The women, to me, and I've said this before on camera, I love women's boxing. I think it's fantastic. I love women's MMA, but nothing
It's
has
compared
been as
to.
exciting as women's bare knuckle. It's just the best.
I
You guys
completely
give
agree with that.
everything. Britton Hart, Christine Ferreira, and yourself are now the three champions of BKFC. All three of you, like awesome, like completely awesome women, and every fight is a war. A
Yeah, yeah.
war.
Well, I honestly thought Hannah was gonna be it was gonna be more of a war, honestly. I thought, because she went the distance with Clarissa Shields. She's fought some really good names. She's a good
Hmm.
boxer. I expected a war, but I once man, I'm telling you in there I'm a different breed, and people don't believe it until I show them. And I'm gonna keep showing it. I just keep getting better. Like I've only been boxing for not very long. Like I've only concentrated on this sport for the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's crazy how much I've grown, and it just makes me more dangerous. It just makes me
I would
more dangerous.
almost say, like, even you, it's an advantage. You're not a boxer. This is your sport. This is not boxing. Like we said, it's like cricket and baseball, right? You're
Yeah.
hitting and you're catching, but other than that, it's completely different. And this is actually your sport. So when they come over from boxing, they're coming into your wheelhouse at this point, and a lot of other people like my man Big Country. Shout out to my man Big Country right there. They don't want that bare knuckle smoke. He said, no.
They think they do until they get hit with my no.
Yeah. And by the way, say it, because that right hand, as soon as you landed it, it was amazing. Like, we've had some really brutal female fights, like brutal, but never that stone cold clip them, sleeping, they're knitting.
And I
You did
called
it.
it. I actually manifested that I was going to be the first ever female knockout because I know people can't match my power. It's not only that, my aggression, I'm dangerous in there. And like that is the version of me that I hold back daily. That animal that's inside me, I get to release that. And people, I don't. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
Well, and another thing is just physicality. Even when you watch boxing, male boxing at 115, 125, not a lot of knockouts, a lot of decision wins, a lot of battles. But when you get up in weight class, shout out to the Jamie drivers of bare knuckle. When you get up into the 145, 147, 150, these women are knocking people out. I mean,
Yeah, I saw
you
you
know,
and her little convo before my fight.
I mean, yeah. And actually, man, that'd be a dope super fight someday. And I see the day where I know that right now we have the rival leagues and we have the battles. But Big Face is a fan of all bare knuckle. I've done it since the beginning. And one day we will see these super fights between leagues, between this. It's gonna come, just like the evolution of everything, right? And
I'm going for it.
you guys are pioneers right now. One day, you're the Chuck Liddell of chick bare knuckle right now. One day, I mean, you're the first ever. You're in the record books as the first ever of
Yeah,
something.
nobody can take that from me.
No. And you did it as the underdog on the B side in Dubai in front of Conor McGregor to a former boxing champion. I mean, can it be written any better than that?
I know. I honestly, even me saying it afterwards, it's surreal. It takes some time for you to be like, damn, like that can't be that couldn't have gone better.
You couldn't have made
That's
it
what
up. I mean,
yeah.
it was like, what? No way. No
I'm the
way.
first
But
champion out of my hometown for boxing. So like it's just I made so many little like history in the book, like just put so much down and in 26 seconds. So it's like
in 26 seconds. And then to watch you, I loved it. I watched it over and over. When they put the belt around you, I could tell that moment. Talk about that moment, feeling the belt get wrapped around you, knowing all the sacrifice you made through MMA, through this, and then to finally jump over and what you've done. And you were patient. What it felt like when they wrapped the belt.
I can't it's so hard to even put into words without getting emotional, honestly, because people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And I have 3 kids. I miss practices, I miss games, I miss so many things that make me feel like a shitty mom. Just because I want to make it to every single one, but you're only one person. I do so many things in between, all the injuries, all the blood, sweat, and tears, literally. It's all that moment. Just it came swarming in, like that's made it all worth it. That is exactly what I've been working my ass off this entire time for. And of course, defending my title. I can't wait to do that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that real briefly before I let you go. So let's talk about what's next. I mean, I know we talked off the air. I mean, 145 is an open division right now, brand new BKFC. We really don't know who the contenders are, but there's a lot of outside big names that float around that weight. Dream matchups.
Oh man, the Cyborg, Nunez, Clarissa Shields. If she can drop that much weight, I would even fight her a little bit higher just to fight her. But whatever's next, I just want it to be.
Well, there's
sooner.
even more interesting. There's boxers like Schaefer. I mean, there's some really good names in the female fight world that are around 150 to 140, and that's your stomping ground now.
Yeah.
And and for the first time, you've been chasing. This is another thing. As a fighter who's been chasing all your life, now they got to chase you. Does that change your mentality? at all?
No, not at all. Because I honestly think they're gonna come. That's fine. I know once you're the champ, you're the hunted. I don't mind that at all. I love being hunted. I've always, in my entire career, honestly, I came to their hometown. I always came to them. So I was always the underdog. I was always the one that's counted out, and I like it. It fuels me in a different way. So nobody's taking that belt from me. No, that is mine. So
I think it's gonna be hard to do for sure. That was very impressive and eye-awakening, and I appreciate it. I'm sure the whole fight community does. So before we let you go, please shout out any sponsors, your gym, of course, give all the love to your people.
have so many sponsors that have sponsored me since like my amateur career. I made a post about them the other day, but I probably missed some of them. But like Chiropractic Center of Lakeland, Secrets, Eye Candy, Hyperbarics. I mean, I have had so many people support me through this whole journey, and I couldn't do it without them, honestly. I have so many people in my corner, and that's actually making me the way I am now. Like my team, Jihad and Shift Combat, with all of our teammates, that we have elite but bare knuckle
Yes,
boxers, and that makes
very.
us even better. Like we just, I mean, there's always going to be some losses, but we make each other better every single day. And the way we push each other, and my coaches and team, like, people can say what they want, but it's shit versus the world, because like we have an elite team that we
I
push
mean,
each
it'd be
other.
hard pressed to find another lineup as elite as Shift. You got Shift and you got All In. These two vying, but Shift, I mean, you really be hard to find. You could argue that all day. I ain't arguing it.
And how
I'm
close we are as a family. Like we're
yes.
super close. And I have to thank my family, my actual family, my husband, my kids. They are so supportive through everything, especially with how much I train and how hard I train. It's every day, multiple times a day, and they back me on it. So, without that support system, it's I had no support system for a very long time. I've done it without a support system, but to have it has been a game changer.
Shout out to Justin Watson. So he says, if anyone embodies perseverance, it's the Black Widow, and that is a fact, man.
If people don't know my past, I mean, the people that have been following me, they know I have been through some shit. I mean, everyone gets, everyone has a sad story, but I do believe that I can literally get through absolutely anything. My mindset is I am a complete fucking savage, and
And
I,
you've
I
showed it worldwide, by the way, in Dubai. Wait, what was Dubai like? Was it beautiful? How was it?
oh my God, Dubai it's very similar to Florida, except for more dry, but it's hot. But yeah,
No
it was
gators, no
beautiful.
gators, right?
No, no gators.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's when you make me upset right there, when you take away my champion. But that's okay. We were going to talk about the sex symbol. There you go. I mean, that's more of the sex symbol. As she will get back, because we talked about this. And man, first of all, if you haven't seen the entire both nights of the Dubai card, go back. Amazing fights the whole way through. You saw King Kai completely dismantle his opponent and knock him down a few times. Just a masterpiece performance. You saw Austin Trout have to go 6 rounds, and that's controversial. And we're going to talk to the champ when we do the No Doubt Sports with Austin Trout and Big Face about 6 round. Do you feel like you should have fought the 6th round? I felt like if you scoring, I'm a little biased, but I had it already 3-2 in the bag, 4-1 in the bag if you wasn't. And back we go. See? I told you don't worry, Jess.
I don't know why.
I got you. Welcome back to the featherweight champ of the world.
Yeah, I
BKFC
don't know. My
this world.
son called in, and then it just dropped me. So I don't know.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, we right back talking about your team and Shift, where you left off, was the support you get and the world-class elite. So you're having to train against people probably harder than what you're ever going to fight, right?
Oh yeah, the training is always harder, no matter what. Even in any of the combat sports I've been in, MMA or whatever, it's the fight that's leading up to the fight. The training is always harder, and if you're not training harder than the fight, you're doing something wrong. So it makes the fight easier the harder you train. So being religious with the training and the eating, and like making sure that your diet, everything is on point, is a big difference.
Well, and I know that this is about matchmaking and front office things, but how long would you expect to be out of the ring? I would assume they're going to want to really cash in on this. That was huge for them. It went viral, by the way. This has been so viral for you across the world. So how long do you think you expect to be out of the ring before we can see you back in, you think?
Man, I hope I get a fight ASAP, honestly. I don't want to be, I want to fight as often as I can. Sitting around waiting and training the way I do. I'm very intense when I train. I'm very, believe it or not.
Believe it or not. Wow, I find that hard to
train
believe.
Justin, I live life intensely. So I hope it's not going to be a long time. I can't stand waiting around. I want someone to fight. I want to fight someone soon.
I mean, you're built for all their cards, Miami, Sturgis, everywhere they go. I mean, there's no problem. You have no problem selling the card. And I think there was a lot of respect after the fight between you and Hannah because you guys were selling the fight leading up to. And I think, you thought lessons were to be learned and lessons were learned. I think lessons were learned.
Yeah, I hope so. I went up to her afterwards and I said, I mean, she was laying down and kind of hurt, but I didn't know if she recognized who I was at
Well,
first.
Chris Lytle said she's still talking about boxing. This ain't boxing. Did you hear that? So that's
Yeah.
Chris Lytle. Shout out to Chris, man, my guy. He's like, she's still talking about this ain't boxing.
Yeah, there was definitely some animosity there. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that it seemed like she was highly underestimating me and didn't give me any respect at all. And I don't deal with disrespect very easily. So yeah, I had to.
Well, you showed that. You showed that. You proved that.
Yeah.
It ain't no talking. There ain't no cap, as they say, these young folks say.
I am not the one. I am not the one.
Or the two, obviously.
Or the
but you the 10 because it's over, motherfucker. So, hey, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming on the Big Face Show, Jessica. I had to eat crow, and you've been nothing but a lady about the whole situation, and that was. Hey, all hail the Black Widow. I see great things, man. I really think you're gonna have a great reign.
Thank you. I appreciate it sucks that I have to do something like this to get noticed. It seems like everyone and their mother's jumping on the bandwagon now, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit that, it's like I
had to knock some podcasters out to get where I'm at. I'm just gonna tell you that.
That's what I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do and prove yourself, and I get that as part of the sport. But yeah, I'm here to stay, so I hope everyone's ready because there's a lot more to come.
Thank you so much for your time tonight, Jessica. We really appreciate you. The Black Widow, everyone. The featherweight BKFC champion of the world, baby.
Thanks, guys.
Well, there you have it, man. Such an exciting. If you haven't, go ahead on the Zone and go watch both nights of Dubai. If you haven't done that, go to Vice and watch BKB 39, the Beach Brawl, where it was a great fight. Or go to YouTube, watch the prelims of all this, because what? We all about bare knuckle here and the new era of combat sports. You saw it here, man. It was exciting, man. And Hannah Rankin is an elite boxer. So bare knuckle is its own sport. We're learning that more and more every day. So tune in. The Trigon takeover is in the midst. Lots going on, man. Hey, there's no Coliseum without the gladiators.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.